Matt's here with Watchdog and a company which claims it can reduce your energy bills.
Yes, tonight we're talking about spray foam insulation company HomeLogic. Its salesperson said our existing loft insulation was all over the place, but here's the kicker, he left it worse than he found it. And we're lifting the lid to investigate the pressure selling which left some of its customers in a desperate situation. Yes, tonight we're talking about home insulation. Now, imagine spending thousands of pounds hoping to improve the energy efficiency of your property, only to find out you've made it more difficult to sell. At a time when fuel bills are going through the roof, there's no shortage of companies making big claims about how installing their product can help with energy loss. But we're hearing from customers of one particular home improvements company who say they're in desperate situations. Their property's at risk of serious damage and they're having problems remortgaging, and it's all because of the way that company sold and installed the insulation in their roofs. Southampton-based HomeLogic claims to be the biggest seller of this Logic foam spray insulation. It's an expanding foam that's typically sprayed between the rafters in people's lofts, which the company claims will reduce heat loss.
It completely fills all nooks, crannies and crevices to form an airtight barrier.
In May 2022, Karen in Banbury agreed for a sales rep to visit her home.
They gave us a higher price and then they said if we signed up today, they would give us a discount.
What reasons did they give for reducing the price?
They have a van in the area and it could be done within the next week.
Karen paid £3,975 for the spray foam to be installed in the loft the following week. But it was when Karen came to remortgage that her problems began.
The house was valued at zero because of the presence of spray foam.
That's because in the past, many lenders have refused to mortgage properties with spray foam.
We actually paid out another £4,600 to have the spray foam removed.
A UK parliamentary report published earlier this year highlighted some of the problems associated with spray foam insulation when it came to trying to get a mortgage. But then HomeLogic is often in such a hurry to sign people up that it can forget to mention some of the downsides. 79-year-old Gordon lives in the Scottish borders. His daughter Lynn lives nearby. Gordon phoned HomeLogic after seeing an advert for its spray foam in a magazine.
Dad was under the impression that when these people were coming to the house, they were coming to give him a quote.
He sat down and more or less said to me, he's come up here and he wants a sale. I kept saying to him, no. It was pressure all the time to get this done.
During the sales visit, Gordon signed this 49-page contract, committing him to spending £5,500 on the installation. But that's not all. By law, consumers are given 14 days to cancel a purchase like this to allow people to reflect on a decision away from the heat of the moment. However, Gordon was also asked to sign a separate document waiving his rights to this. Did you know you were signing a waiver of your rights to a 14-day cooling off period?
No, he never mentioned anything about that. He just said, sign here.
We showed footage of Gordon's loft to a chartered surveyor who told us that he didn't actually need the insulation. In fact, he said that the presence of both fiberglass insulation and spray foam insulation has effectively sealed the loft, trapping condensation and putting Gordon's roof timbers at risk of decay.
His confidence was really knocked from this whole incident, and that's what I'm most upset about.
After taking advice from Trading Standards, Gordon was eventually refunded. But because the spray foam costs thousands to remove, he stuck with it. We felt there were still a few questions to ask about the sales process, so we invited a HomeLogic salesperson round for a chat, and we secretly filmed the whole thing.
Could I take this information and speak to my son-in-law about it?
We're going to need to do this now if you want it at that price.
Could I phone you later today?
No, because we couldn't do that. Then I'd have to come over back up again.
Yeah, earlier on we saw how HomeLogic, a company that installs spray foam insulation, had left some customers out of pocket. We've also heard from customers who claim the company uses pressure selling techniques. Now on Watchdog, we like to see that sort of thing for ourselves. We've rigged up this house with hidden cameras and invited a Home Logic salesperson to provide a quote for installing their spray foam insulation. Actor Myra is posing as the homeowner. On cue, here's the Home Logic sales rep.
An appointment to see you.
After a quick look at the loft, he gets down to business. But it's soon clear his quote of £5,900 is open to negotiation.
I can ring up, get a code which I put in here. That's going to take a discount off up to £1,500.
That's a huge discount, but there is a catch.
What I would need to know straight away.
Myra's unsure, so the rep phones his boss.
We're going to do the whole lot for you. £3,950.
Wow, that's a big discount.
So now we're looking at a total discount of just shy of £2,000, but only if Myra agrees to it immediately. This appears to be in conflict with consumer regulations which prevent a trader from falsely stating that a product is only available on particular terms for a very limited time. Understandably, she wants to talk this over with family before committing.
Could I take this information and speak to my son-in-law about it?
We're going to need to do this now if you want it at that price.
Could I phone you later today?
No, because we couldn't do that. Then I'd have to come all the way back up again.
Being given time to think about sales taking place in your home is a key part of the consumer regulations. And exerting this kind of pressure on a consumer is unlawful. The rep turns his attention to the existing fiberglass insulation in the loft, which he saw earlier, and which he's keen to suggest isn't fit for purpose.
If I go up there, which I find in most lofts, there's been plumbers up there or there's been electricians up there, and that's all been thrown all over the place, and they never put it back.
The insulation in the loft here was all in perfect order. But look what our hidden cameras captured him doing earlier. Our actor's keen to know if the spray foam will affect her mortgage, but the salesman plays down her fears.
Okay.
Well, it's all in your contract.
And
the
that...
photographs that I've took are all uploaded so they know what's behind the foam. So this covers you for lenders and mortgage companies.
All right. Okay, so there should be no problem with...
There's no problem.
Despite multiple reports of mortgage lenders refusing loans on properties with spray foam insulation, he fails to tell her that she's likely to face significant issues and says that as long as Myra has a report from Home Logic that shows the installation has followed approved protocols, then his product is fine. All of which appears to be misleading information, which could lead Myra to buy something she wouldn't have otherwise, and again, could be a breach of consumer law.
Thanks again.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Thank you.